All right, guys. So, what's going on today? We're gonna do something a little different. So, I'm slowly creeping back into my Marvel Rivals bag, very, very, very slowly. And today, I wanted to go ahead and make a tier list of all the characters in the game before Season 4 dropped. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not too excited for Season 4 because Guan Guan gonna do me dirty. We still can't 6-stack rank. That's dumb. There's still no roll queue, which should be a choice. And yeah, it's really those two things. And then obviously matchmaking will always be how it is. I don't think there's really any way to fix it, but the matchmaking is just terrible. But my biggest gripes, rank points. Rank points. Yes, yes. When somebody leaves a match, I can still lose over 15 points. It's just insane. Those are the biggest things I need to be fixing this game for me to really want to hop in and commit all my time again. But until then, I'm a part-time Rivals player. And I still enjoy it to some degree. I'm still pretty good, if I say so myself. But like, I can't fully invest my time until these things get addressed. Guang Guang. So please, get to it. But either way, let's make some things clear because somebody be like, "Who are you to be making a tier list?" I'm just another guy playing Rivals. As simple as that. My highest rank was Celestial when I actually had the time to make it there. I think I made it C2. Celestial 2 is my highest rank. And ever since then, I've hit Grandmaster every time. And I played the game a lot less than what I used to, but yet I'm still able to keep up Grandmaster at the minimum. It's actually very easy to get there. Celestial's a lot harder because, once again, I don't feel like putting in the time for it. So I'm here to make a tier list, and I am a flex. Let's make it clear. I am a flex when needed. Let's put it like that. If the team needs a person to flex, I will always flex. But generally, I am a mainstay DPS. That is what I play. That is what I do. I am very good at it. There are games where I do falter. Obviously, no one's perfect all the time. I mean, maybe there's somebody that is. There are a few players that are. I'm not one of them. There are games where I'm just a stinker, and I have to switch over to tank or I have to switch over to support. And I'm okay with doing that. But generally, I am a DPS player. I know somebody's gonna comment like, "Oh my god, oh dang on DPS." I made my stats. If you want to go look me up, I'm pretty sure my name is just Bankrupt. You can go view my past games. I play DPS. I generally do good on my DPS. There are a few games where, there's an anomaly and I'm just getting folded. Doesn't happen often. But just want to put all that out there before I start making all this, because somebody's going to be like, what are you even ranking? What do you play? Address that now. Let's get into making this tier list, right? So we're going to put everybody in a general. I will talk about some of these people at the high level, but the ranking will be based on the general player base. How do these characters play amongst normal people? Okay, keep that in mind. This whole thing is normal people gameplay. How are normal people, average players, using these characters? Okay, and I will discuss them in the high end where I think they would be amongst high end players, but everything will be based off of the casual and normal player. All right. So, Adam Warlock. Starting off with Adam Warlock. I'm gonna be honest. See, this is the one you got to start with, right? So if we're talking about Adam Warlock, for example, in a 3-player healing or a 3 heal squad and or top ranked players, I think he's easily gonna be able to fit in the S and or A category in 3 heal comps and amongst good players. I think he's easily up here, but amongst normal, average, everyday players, Adam Warlock's down here at D. I'm just going to be honest with you. He's down here at D. People do not know how to manage his cooldowns. Some people get way too caught up in fighting with him, and they just do a whole bunch of nothing. If it's a 2-healer comp, more often than not, I do not want an Adam Warlock on my team, because generally he's just not able to give the right kind of heals. And he's also very team dependent. If your team is spread out, guess what? His heals just fall off a whole bunch. Like, you want your team to be in a group. He really does function best when you're playing together, how you should be. Keep in mind, these are how you should be playing. We're talking about the general people. More often than not, people are spread out. He's giving a heal, but he can only give it to the one guy over there, so he wastes one of his heals on a guy all the way on the other side, on the right side. Then he wastes another heal on the guy to the left side, and guess what? Now he has no form of healing for like 5 seconds. On the average, amongst average people, he's going to D. But like I said, in a 3 heal comp, and amongst good players, I could think he could easily be S or A, because I've seen it. And it's like a wall sometimes. It's just simply a wall. You're not killing that team. But on average, I think he's probably one of the worst supporters in the game on average. Okay? So, Black Panther. y'all. Ooh, okay. Once again, I'm gonna be honest. He's down here in the depths with D. He's just not good on a casual, average, everyday player. Now, understand when I say this, this is not talking about the person in your life who you played against. Now, you can be in platinum and you played against a Lord Black Panther and he absolutely rolled your team, but then you check his hours and this man has all his time on Black Panther. That is not a average casual player, especially not in the Black Panther role. You get what I'm saying? This is not his. Yeah, that's not an average guy. That's his specialty. So for him, he's sitting up here in the A or B tier on the high end, right? Arguably S if people don't know how to counter. If people don't know how to counter him, they know how to get the squids down for Namor, and they know how to wind to trick him or whatever. He's sitting here at S easily because he's just putting down way too much suppression and he won't die. He simply will not die because people don't know how to see him a lot of times, especially on console. But when people are a little bit better with him, I think he sits in A or B among the high end because he can still be killed, but he can also pop off. Before the average everyday player, once again, this is not talking about the guy who you saw who pulled up in your lobby and absolutely smoked you because all his time is on him. I'm talking about if you and any of your friends who don't main dive try to pick him up, you're down here in the D. You're not doing anything on this character. He's not comfortable. He is not easy to play. He's down here. He is a detriment to your team if you pick him. Okay? D. Now that I'm looking at this list, it's an unusual amount of characters I think are going to be hitting in the D. Whew, that's rough. Because we're talking about comfortability and ease of use and how much they're affecting the team, and a lot of characters just cannot do it, right? And obviously, it's a team game, it's a hero-based game. You got to learn your characters, but we're just talking about on. If you just were to click the whole roster and go into a game and play after not using these characters, this is probably your performance with them. It's essentially what this is looking like, okay? Black Widow, same thing, top tier, like at the best of her abilities, she's probably A or B. I am never giving her S. Even her in her best peak performance, she's not S tier because she's just not that comfortable. You get what I'm saying? She's cool. She has a stun and everything, but she's not easy at all. So she's never reaching S in my opinion. She's just not a free pick her I win. She's not that. She's not here. And on the high end, she's A or B. She can be very good, but this requires a lot of skill, so she only reaches A or B in my opinion, because there's a lot of skill, a lot of things you have to pull off to make this character here. But with you having to put in that extra work, that's why it will never be S, because she simply requires a lot. She requires aim, timing to really perform. So on the average, obviously we already know when somebody picks Black Widow, they're throwing your game. That is just the average consensus all across all rivals. I don't think I even have to explain why she's down here at D. Okay, she's going to D. Okay, Captain America. I think this is the first person that I can put at not D just because of the way he functions. I think on the average player, he's going to C. He is not the absolute worst. He really isn't. And even on the low end and mid tiers, he is doing something that's not dying. You get what I'm saying? These people are dying. He isn't healing your team to not keep him alive. This guy can't even get a kill, and he's dying repeatedly. And this person hasn't killed anybody the entire game, and it's not doing anything. He's not affecting the enemy team at all. Cap is at least affecting the enemy team because generally they're going to the back and they're just running circles. Let's say they're not hitting anything, but they're running circles. That is all they're doing. And they're gonna die. Keep in mind, they're still dying, but they're distracting that enemy team enough for me to do something. You get what I'm saying? This is at least making them turn around long enough for me to do something. They're holding up that shield, getting nothing done, blocking them bullets and everything, and it gives me time to light them up. Thank you to that dog water Captain America, because he's doing something. He got him turned. So therefore he hits C, right? He can make the enemy team do something. These people aren't making them do something on average, got it? But on the high tier, probably B or A. If you're talking about stall, S tier. He is a great staller. If you need to hold something down, Captain America, I think he's unrivaled at the current moment. I don't think there's anybody that can stall as good as he can. Right? I think that's fair to say. I would say if you're talking about just pure stall, Cap's 1. But on average, like I said, but like outside of stall, he's probably A or B because his damage is lacking. A or B, and then average C. Okay. Cloak and Dagger. Oh. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, obviously, in my opinion, a little bit better than Cap. He's gonna sit here. Granted, I'm gonna give him B. I'm gonna give him B. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. We're gonna look at his overall performance across all seasons, especially when his damage was normalized. Now his damage is a little bit weaker. I think on average, I'm gonna put him at B. I think the average player can pick him up, and you know exactly what to do with him. He's easy to use. You got a big shield, put it up, guard your team. You know exactly what you need to do. There's no confusion there, right? And then you attack with him. His attack is a little wonky for some people. It's very hard for a lot of people to track. But a lot of times, guess what? You get your butt whooped, you just put up shield and you keep your heals. So he's staying alive. Not a lot of times they're not really doing much, right? They're not getting any kills, but they're alive. They're blocking damage sometimes. High end, A and S obviously, yeah, shuts down a lot of characters. So on average, he's up here in A and S, but or not on average, on high end he's A&S, but on average I would say he's a good B class character. Most people can keep your team alive with the shield. They're doing down some damage. They can't hit a Vishanti's though. I hate to tell you. They're just not hitting that though, so the ult is non-negotiable. We're not talking about his ult, unfortunately. Because even in the high ranks, there was a very long time where you just couldn't pop it as Doctor Strange. And that wasn't necessarily a him problem, it's how people play the game. People wait for you to use your ults, and that's for all characters. A lot of characters have anti-ults, and Strange had Bucky to deal with, and so he could never pop his ult. It was unfortunate, but it's the truth, and even still now to this day, he still suffers getting CC'd right when he's about to activate his ult. So I put him at B. I think that's a fair line statement. Most people can pick him up and do somewhat decent, all right? Cloak and Dagger. As a support, ease of use, she will be our first S-class character. S-class easily, okay? There's auto aim. You cannot miss her heals. You just throw the daggers, you throw the ball on the ground, and you throw a wall. You're getting healed. The easiest character to use. If there's somebody that always said, when people type in the chat, oh, I don't know how to support, which I think is ridiculous. Go and throw that out there. You should know how to play all roles. 4 seasons, maybe before 4 seasons in, you need to learn how to play all roles. Get it together, okay? But outside of that, for the people that do say that, they can still play her. She's simple. You just throw at your teammates and they heal. Versus this guy who you have 3 forms of healing and they're all on a cooldown once you use them all, and you have to wait. And you should be doing damage, but a lot of people don't know how to do that correctly. This one is you just throw daggers and you're healing. And it's by a large portion. Her ult is great. Now, do you know how to dodge? Do a lot of people know how to dodge those ults? Probably not. But that's okay. That's okay. A lot of people don't know how to dodge, like Magneto's ult or whatever. That's okay. On average, she's the best healer. Keeps your team alive. In the high end, she can keep your team alive. Low end, she can keep your team alive. All they have to do is stand there and throw daggers. So I have absolutely no problem putting her in S because she's easy to use amongst everything. She's always she's just easy. There's nothing to it. She's an easy character to use. So therefore, she's S because she gets it done with the ease of use, right? She's not easy to use and doesn't get the job done. She's easy to use and gets the job done. That's why she's S. Emma. Okay. Emma. High end S A tier, right? High end S A tier. On average, I'm gonna put her right here at B on average. Why? Because I just don't see her being that much of a game changer a lot of times. And this is where it gets weird with tanks, right? I think on average, a tank is generally doing better than the average DPS. But it's just because you have more health, and generally the healers are prioritizing healing you. Okay? I want to throw this out there. The reason the baseline tank is better than the baseline support is simply because you have double the health and healers are prioritizing you. Keep that in mind. Everybody's always like, oh, well, my DPS. You have more health and you're getting the heals majority of the time. You should not be dying. So a lot of times they won't. But then there comes the problem of, are you able to kill the enemy as the tank? Which you should be able to do. You should be able to apply pressure, or at least fake pressure, and make them look at you, which a lot of people simply cannot do. They just can't do it. Which is why a lot of these tanks will just sit around the B level because they don't know how to fake pressure and or apply kills on the average, right? Keep in mind. I'm talking about obviously in the high end, you've been suppressed by a lot of these tanks. When people know how to play their role well, I mean real well, they know how to suppress the enemy. But if you don't, you sit down here in the B range because you can't secure any kills. You're not making them look at you to open anything. The best you're doing is being slightly annoying and keeping shields up. That's really all you're doing a lot of times on tank. Okay, so that's why Emma's there. Groot, the Groot, down in C. I don't know what to tell you. On average, most people don't know what they're doing with him. They don't know how to put walls with positioning. To be able to put walls up effectively on Groot, you need to play Groot. If you're not playing Groot consistently, you don't know how to put walls, you don't know how to time your walls, you know how to get them just in the right space, which is a lot of people don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that myself. It's not just like I'm saying everybody, I can't even do that because it's not easy to do, which is why he's down in C. He is not easy to use, okay? And you have to be able to aim. If you can't aim, GG's, you're doing a lot of nothing damage because you're missing a lot, and his attacks are pretty slow. So every time you miss, that's a lot of damage. He does a decent amount of damage, so you need to be hitting your shots, okay? Obviously, if he is being handled by a pro, he's easily S and A tier because a Groot that can put walls down, man, can it get annoying. He can really work. Now, does he have a big hitbox because he's just a big old tree walking? Yes, he does. But a good, great Groot can put down pain on your team. He really can. But on average, C. Hawkeye. Now, at one point, season 0 to 0.5, he would have been right here. Easily. You can just pick him and you're going to kill people. He was so easy at one point. But he's gotten toned down. I think he's sitting here at B. Hear me out. Because somebody's like, I don't see Hawkeye. Nobody plays Hawkeye. There's no way he can be. Yes, he can. Go actually pick him up. Go actually pick up Hawkeye and try him out. And you will realize how easy he is. Excuse me. Now, maybe I'm just being biased just because I'm a shooter. It seems easier than what it is. Maybe it could be that. I don't know. But in my opinion, the reason I'm saying he's B, he doesn't have one-shot potential anymore. His one-shot potential is a lot lower than what it used to be. It used to literally just be, I walk up 100, shoot, you're dead. I used to just be able to fire in the crowd and people would drop them like flies. You still can to some degree. It takes more than one shot sometimes. But it used to be really easy. And even now, it still is very much you aim in a crowd and you kind of just spray. And you're going to end up killing somebody at some point. So I put him at B because you can just spray with them. You don't have to ever be in the mix, keep in mind, right? This is not a character you have to be in the mix. You're generally standoffish. You're in the back. Unless you're getting dove or whatever, you're fine. You're staying alive. You're putting down damage. And like I said, since he does so much freaking damage with a headshot when you're on 100, you're getting picks. More often than not, you're gonna kill somebody. You can make an opening and you don't even mean to. You know what I'm saying? You can accidentally do things on Hawkeye that a lot of DPS are not doing. You're not accidentally picking up kills how you can accidentally pick up kills on Hawkeye and a couple other characters. And a lot of DPS simply don't have that in their bag, right? They just don't have it. Which is why he gets to be B. And that's why he's above, a lot of it's going to be above like other DPS because you're not accidentally picking up kills. You get what I'm saying? He can accidentally pick up kills for the average player. That's why I'm going to put him right at B. And then on the high end, he gets A. I'm going to put him at S. I don't think he really has S capabilities. Because you just throw up a shield and it's over. Maybe I should drop him down to C because of that. Because of shields, I'm dropping him down to be the front of C. Because of shields. I'm thinking about that. The reason he can't be S is because of shields. I'm dropping him down instead. For that same reason, I'm dropping him down a tier for average playlists. Because if you have shields and people simply stand behind them, GG's. Granted, he can be protected by shields and pop up as well, but vice versa. If the enemy team has shields, you kind of just do a whole bunch of nothing until they drop, or you flank. But average character doesn't know how to flank and get in a good position to do anything, so therefore C. Hella. This is my favorite character. This character has the most time for me. This is by far my best character when I pop off. So you know how I keep saying on the high end, when I'm really popping off, I have a good team. If there was a Z tier, she's up there. The top player. I pop off. But on average, I really do love Hela. B. On average, I'd say she's a B tier character. Most people that are gonna click her can aim, right? But then for everybody that can't aim, you're not doing anything. Right down the C behind Hawkeye. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm just thinking about it. I'm thinking because when I first said it, I'm thinking on the position that you can aim your gun or you can aim your reticle. But if you can't aim, yeah, you're not doing anything on this character. Okay, so yeah, this is simple as that. You can't aim. You can't do anything. This is Marksman the character. Hawkeye and Ella are Marksman the character, but one of them can one shot. One of them takes 3 shots. Can you hit 3 in a row? Good luck. You've done nothing on your team. That's where Hela sits, and I love Hela. Like I said, my favorite character. I think she's easily S tier in the right hand. She's easily S tier because she's taking heads and taking names. All right, S tier on the high end, A tier, A and S tier. I'll say my performance on her. I gotta say it because it's my favorite character. My performance on her generally is A. Against a very good team, I'm down there in the C tiers and B tiers. Against a good team when my team is lacking, and then on a great day when I have a good team, S tier, because I am a team player. I shine as bright as my weakest link. My weakest link is good, I'm great. My weakest link is bad, I'm okay. That's just how I am. I'm a team player through and through. But yeah, Hulky. High tier SA. High tier, he's an SA tier. He doesn't die. He's suppressive. He can stun people. Has an ult that keeps him alive. Has an amazing team up capability with Namor. And I forgot to mention there are team ups like Strange has a team up, which is also very amazing. We're not really gonna factor in team ups too much. We're gonna factor them in for the person that used the team up, not the person that's the anchor. So Hulk is the anchor. He's not benefiting from a team up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying it, but it's not going to give him more points because he himself is not using team up. We'll talk about the person with the team up. So, Hulk on average, down in the D. I'm going to be honest. Average Hulk, it just dies and does a whole bunch of nothing. He swings, but he's not doing anything. Actually, no, I'll be fair with him. I'm going to give him C because he's doing the same thing that Cap is doing to a worse degree because he's a bigger target and he's moving slower. But granted, he can jump, but still he can't. Generally, he's not getting out as easier as a Cap is in the low end, right? And even in the average end, I think Cap is getting out more than Hulk is. It's simple as that. And like I said, obviously in the great tiers, he's up here, S and A, because he can really put down a lot of pain. He's staying alive. He's distracting. He's doing a lot in the high end. But on average, he's just here. He's dying a lot. He's getting shredded back down small base. He's not killing anything. He's not doing much of anything. All right. Human Torch. Oh, the Flyers. I feel sorry for all the Flyers in the game because they're all going down a D every time. They fly. They fly. You know what? I can't do that. I can't do that. Why can't I do that? Because people can't aim. So we're talking about the average player. It's just weird how this goes. The average player cannot aim. Sorry about that. I'm sure the mic just went crazy. The average player can't aim, so guess what? He can just sit up here and see. And granted, if you have him on average, he can't aim either. I've played 3 games where I've ever seen a Human Torch ever outperform me. Ever. 3. 3 times of a Human Torch ever outperformed me in a game. And it's because I was performing well. So therefore he was able to stay alive. Nobody could touch him. When he's guarded and he's going crazy, and when the person knows how to play him, his team's keeping him alive, he can sit up in the S tier. He really can, because he puts down pain. But guess what? I am a part of this group. A lot of people just don't know how to control fire. They don't know how to position. They don't know how to move. They don't know how to aim as a flyer. Guess where they get to sit? They get to sit in the C with the rest of the average Joes out there, because the normal person simply cannot. They can't be. They're not that effective with them. They're very much below average on these characters. This is the below average. If we figure out what it was with C, this is below average. If you were to click these people and you saw the in-game report, they're all performing below average. You get what I'm saying? There we go. Visible Woman. Solid support. She sits at B. Why? People can't aim. Nothing is that. People pop her ult. Guess what they do? They walk out of it and die. They pop their ult. What do? They They stand still inside the ult and die. There's so many things. Shield, they throw the shield out, forget to move the shield. Teammates getting clapped. And they simply can't aim, so guess what? Sometimes you're not getting healed because they they can't aim. I'm standing right in front of you. I'm right here. I'm supposed to be throwing it this way, but they're throwing it that way, up there, down. They can't aim. She gets to go to B because even though they might be missing, the heal is still so high. You're giving out walls, so every now and then you'll get that burst of healing more than you ever will get with Adam. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, no, I'll give it B. Because I'm thinking about all the stats I've seen. It's never atrocious, right? It's better than below average. So she'll get to get B. Even though they can't aim, it's better than below average. So that's why, or I guess C is the average, right? Or is that how grades work? C is average, above average, good, or excellent. Good and then excellent, and then this is below average. I think I said that wrong. So C is the average, right? Yeah. So I wouldn't say she's average. I would say she's good. Even amongst average players, she's good. Iron Fist. Easily A, B tier amongst the high end. Generally, he's going to sit around the C tier. D tier. Yeah. Average players not doing anything with them. Even when the enemy team stinks, most people don't know how to dive. They're going to run up. They're going to swing. They're not going to do any damage. They're going to hit them. The person's going to heal, and they're going to get clapped. D. Most people, a lot of DPS really just hit D when you're talking about an average player. Most people just don't know what they do. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to get in. They don't know how to get out. They don't know how to do anything. D. I don't even have to explain it. For the same reason, Black Panther and most dives will be down here in D. Iron Fist, unfortunately, still fits there. Even though he's the easiest of them to use, he still sits down in D. So in that case, I will put him forward there. I'll do him this honor, and I'll put him at the front of D. Because maybe he could be in C, but I'm a dive hater. Because I've yet to see. Keep in mind, I play Grandmaster on my team. I've yet to see a dive actually do anything on my team. Iron Man. For the same things you know what, we're gonna do this right now, right? For the same reason he's there, he is there. Aim, and he's flying. So we're gonna go ahead and make this. We're gonna expedite the process of this. Where's Storm? Boom. All those on my flyers. Forget this. We're gonna take care of the flyers right now. Iron Man is here for the same reason that Human Torch is there, and Storm is there for the same reason Human Torch is there. They're all flying targets, but if you cannot aim, you do not know how to position, you do nothing. Most people do not know how to fly, they do not know how to position, they do not know how to shoot. So guess what? They all sit in the C tier. The backup C tier. Because chances are they're getting 2 kills a game and they're only getting kills with the ults. That's when these characters pick up their kills are on ults. On average. Ultron, granted, all these characters, I believe, can hit S tier if you know how to play them. I'll say that for all of these. Storm, Iron Man, and Johnny. All can be S and A tier amongst a great player and a great team, including Ultron. All of them are very good, especially Ultron in a 3 healer comp. Very good. It gets to be up there in S tier in a 3 healer comp amongst a good team. But on the average, he's down here in D. We're not talking about the games where you pulled up and nobody was shooting at him and he was going crazy. Because that's not the average. That's not amongst good players. Well, I guess that is the average. But guess what? On the average of Ultron, he's not healing his team either. You know what I'm saying? The average Ultron isn't healing. They don't know how to heal. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he gets down to D. Yeah. Phoenix. I love this character. I got a Lord. She's my second Lord character. Keep in mind, I only have 2 Lord characters on my account. It's Hela and Jean. Somehow. And I have a lot of hours in the game. But yeah, I only have 2 Lords. Because you know, Lord mean nothing. I've seen people that have Lords. And I can't. Yeah. Lords mean nothing. But yeah, it's my second Lord character. She's okay. If we're going to talk about her, she's definitely better than all of these people. Right? She's definitely better than them. I'm going to put her right here. Right there. She's okay. Excuse me. She's okay. but the average player is not doing anything crazy with her. They're using their ult whenever, even though there's a rocket on the enemy team, they're just using their ult whenever, and they're not killing anybody with it. Once again, it's an aiming problem. Doesn't do quite as much damage as Hela, so therefore it's hard. She's harder to use because she can't kill us fast. The fact that she doesn't kill us fast, the average player isn't killing anything. She gets to go here. Simple as that. By the end of the game, they might be like 12 and 13. That's average. You get what I'm saying? That's the stat line of a lot of these DPSs by the end of an average game of somebody who barely plays these characters or is just okay on this here. They're going like 12 and 13. So you get to sit and see. Because this is how most people perform on those characters. Right? Cool. Jeffrey. Everybody loves Jeffrey D. I'm not even going to sit here and explain it to you. Jeffrey is a D rank character. I'm not even start that bullcrap with me. I'm not even going to talk about that anymore. We're moving on. Dang on Jeffrey. Loki. Back at B. He's very good. He has his lamps. You know, it's been toned down a little bit, but still very good. You do have to aim to some degree, but he can steal ults. Some people don't know how to do boots. This is why he's the back of B. I wouldn't say he's a C tier healer, because he's not, even amongst the average. He can be annoying because people don't know how to place their things, but he still can put out a lot of healing. He puts out more healing than dang old Jeffrey. I can tell you that much. And he puts out more healing than Adam Warlock on the average. So that's why he's going to B. Because I wouldn't say he's. I would say, he would perform. He performs good. Majority of the time, he's performing good. None of the best, he's performing as A. He's excellent, but on average, it's good healing, depending on the comp. But we're not talking about comp. We're talking about individuals. So yeah, Luna, she gets to go right next to Loki. Same reason. Good heals. They're always good, but they're never excellent on average. Now, amongst a great player, SA. But on a normal, everyday player, somebody who doesn't play healer, honestly, Luna can fall down to C, especially if they don't play healer. But if let's say you do, and you're like you're good at your job, you get a solid B. And across everyone, she's just a B tier character. You know, she has great heals. Ult's phenomenal, but it comes down to being able to aim, and it drops you down from S. The comfortability that Cloak and Dagger has, you lose it. Same kind of healing capabilities, but it's not auto. Now it's aiming. Down to B. Get it? Magic. Where's my dive? You get to go right next to your buddy. Right there. Same reasons. If you're on my team and you click dive, you suck. I hate to be that guy. That's just been like the history of my games. Anybody that's ever clicked dive has always failed. Outside of Mr. Fantastic. Anybody that's clicked their dive character has done nothing. They just do nothing. The average player cannot play dive. And I say that wholeheartedly. The average player cannot do it. You know, on best, she's probably Air B. But average, D. Magneto. Excuse me. He's a great character. S tier. Once again, high end S tier. But average, we get to go right here in B. A lot of the tanks are B tier. I think at best on the average player, somebody who's flexing, who doesn't normally flex, they're doing good. They're not doing great. They're not doing excellent. They're doing good. I just want to keep reiterating that because somebody's going to be like, oh my gosh, with that character, I do. Yes, I know you're doing good at it. And you probably specialize in the roles, but we're talking about if you had your buddy who only plays support hop on tank, how are they going to do? They might do good. They might do okay. But more often than not, they're not doing great and they're not doing excellent, which is why he's in the B tier. You get it? He's not just pick up and be great. Mantis, can I put you back there? Is there can I space? Hold up. We need to figure something out. Ooh. Where's the create a new tier? Because that's where Mantis goes. Mantis is dog water. She's worse. She is the worst villain in the entire game. Fix her. Wong. Fix the character, please. There is no merit to this character. And I'm done talking about that. We are moving on. Mr. Fantastic, you get to go right in B. I think we have reached our first DPS that can be in the B class. On average, he's good. And it's as simple as that. Why? Because he's not actually diving in the back. He's just throwing his hands out there and he's hitting people. He got a good range on him. And guess what? Even if you can't aim, you'll still hit somebody because you can just swing your camera to the left and right and you'll still hit. Good. He is good. No more, no less. He's better than all the shooters because these all require aim. He does not, and he can stay alive. He's good. B on average. Moon Knight. Yes, sir. Oddly enough, he's going into the back of B. Why? Because on average, we've all seen the clips. Moon Knight is throwing his Ankh, and he's throwing it, yet the person already moved. You know what I'm saying? He's so easy that people's brain turn off when they use it. It's weird how it works. He truly is a simple character, but the average person will throw that Ankh, and there is nobody standing there. The person sidestepped 20 minutes ago, and they'll still throw the Ankh there. He's so easy that your brain turns off. Like, it's just the unfortunate truth. Your brain turns off when you use it. So he really should be an SA, but the average player, we've all seen it. They go mid-brain when they use him. They don't know what they're doing. Their brain genuinely pauses when they choose him. So therefore, he sits in B. I'm going to try to expedite the rest of this. Namor, phenomenal on a team up. On a team up, he's probably S tier. And if you can aim, he's S and A tier, obviously. But on average, he's going to go down in C with the rest of the shooters. He's probably going to go like right here. He's on the same tier as these people. They're all marksmen. He relies a little bit more on the squids. But yeah, C tier character. But he suffers because you have to aim. If you can't aim, you don't do anything with him. And a lot of people cannot aim. So therefore, he gets in C. Penny as a tank. If you are benefiting from people not shooting your nest, you have a rocket on your team. She sits in S and A. If people don't shoot your nest, she sits in S and A. But if people are shooting your nest, you don't really know how to position your nest, and you don't know what you're doing, she is a D tier character because you're not doing any damage, you're not tanking anything, you're not blocking anything. You are just a big old shooting machine for the enemy team. That's all you're doing. Psylocke, she's a phenomenal character. She does a lot of damage. She can one-shot potential. She's getting nerfed next season, unfortunately. But she is one-shot potential character. But on average, people will go back there. They'll do their combo. They'll fail, and they won't get out. They'll die. She gets to sit at C behind these tanks. She goes there. That's where Psylocke goes. Rocket, A tier. Rocket is a great healer. As much as I hated him in the first season, boy, I hated Rocket. Rocket was not the move. There was a time, yes. It's weird because Rocket's just so much better now. But there was a time where Rocket was in the same team. He was giving me the same feeling. Hold up, let me fix this. He was giving me the same feeling that Mantis was giving me. I didn't want him on my team. Now, he's good. I have no qualms with him. Get him on the team. These should be the two. I think that these are the staples of the team. You throw them on the team, you should be fine. I think throwing some of these other healers you're playing the game on hard mode, throw these two on the team, you're generally good. His ult is giving everybody shields. You literally just press L2 and it heals everybody in range. You can dash away from danger. He's a great healer. I really should put him in S, but I want to fill out. Listen to me. I'm saying it now. He could go in S, but I want the tier to have an A in it. I don't know who else is going to go in A, so I'm putting him there. Scarlet Witch. Okay. Actually, matter of fact, she's going to go in A. He's going to go in S. Scarlet Witch will go to A. Especially with the Arcane Mastery. She gets to go in A. Phenomenal team up. On average, an average Scarlet Witch is doing better than the rest of these DPS. She's not dying as much. Why? Because this guy will drop the moon 15 times and never kill anybody, but she'll pop her ult 3 times and never kill anybody. You know what I'm saying? This guy misses way too much. But this guy's ult is actually genuinely hard to hit and he'll still miss. You have auto aiming. They both have auto aim, right? These are both R2 merchants, right? Both R2 merchants. But they're picking up just a little bit more than this guy is. On average. No, they're not. But then again, it's never an average Moon Knight when they are starting to pick up. You see the dilemma here? I'm starting to think about it. I would think, yes, I'm going to say Wanda's easier to play. because you still don't have to you don't have to aim your onks. You can get out, you get the jail free card twice. If you have Arcane Mastery, you can burn him down, you can stun. I'm going to put her in A for the sake of she is just easier to use than Moon Knight. And she can stay alive more than he can. He gets pulled up on, they might fly away for a second, but they still get popped while they're floating out midair. She can fully get out and get right back to her team. I'm going to put her A for that reason. This is probably better. You can probably say that she should go down to C or B, but for the sake of argument, I just want to have somebody in A. I'm going to put her in A. Okay. Spider-Man D in the dungeons with the rest of your dive counterparts. I don't need to explain it. He's dive. Star-Lord, I love him, but you're going to go down to D right here next to Iron Fist because people cannot aim, and when somebody on average picks them up, they are just tickling people and they will only ever get killed with their ults. So you know what? I'll be fair with you. I said these people are getting killed with their ults, so guess what? I'll put you there too. You're getting killed with your ults, so you get to go here too. Yeah, I'll put him there just because he's doing the same thing these people are doing. He's tickling and then getting killed with his ults. That's about it. Squirrel Girl, on average, we do this actually. Excuse me. I'm gonna do this. Why? So on average, Squirrel Girl is going to perform way better than Scarlet Witch ever will. She's going to perform better than Moon Knight will. She's going to miss a lot, but her missing is far more forgiving than both of these characters. This guy missing, you miss out on your Ankh, you miss out on a lot of damage. Her missing, you're just not doing any damage. I mean, you're not missing, but you're not killing either because you're not using your L2s. You don't have to capitalize. You miss, you might still hit somebody. Your squirrels have auto tracking. You can jump and you can refresh. You can stun people. She's truly A. Take back everything I said. Wanda's B. Squirrel Girl is A. She's just easy to use. There's nothing to it. You just aim in a general direction. You will kill. You will hit somebody. Kind of like Hawkeye, but explosive now. The same idea as Hawkeye. The reason Hawkeye is at the front of C is because you can just aim in a general direction and spray, and you will hit something. You will kill something, and she does that more than he does, which is why she gets to be an A because these people cannot aim in a general direction and get a kill. She generally can just aim in a general direction. She will get kills. Simple as that. Punisher, very easy to use, but he suffers from aim. He gets to go C. I would say he's better than these people because he has consistent fire, but he suffers the same things that the rest of these marksmen do because people simply cannot aim. High end, he's A tier. I forgot to put these people in their high end, but yeah. High end, he's an A tier, but on average, he's going to be a C tier. He's going to perform okay at best. Thing, he's going to go down in the D dungeon. I've never seen, unless you know how to play Thing, you're doing nothing most of the time. Same for Thor. Same for Venom. Yeah, I had to place these tanks now. This isn't the right order. That's when I have them on the test. Venom, Thing, Thor, they're all melee based. And melee / dive is just hard for people to play in general. And therefore, they go down to D because guess what? People generally will just like Thor, they pick up Thor, they go out, and they just do no damage. They're just not doing anything. A lot of times, they end up just being nothing burger characters. And the reason Venom isn't up here with Cap, because Cap still gets out far more than the average Venom ever will, because they don't know how to time their thing, and they won't fly out on time, and they die. Versus Cap, he gets out a lot more from what I've seen than he does on average. Which is why he's down there in D. These melee-based people, Cap is only here because he's generally staying alive longer than these people do when he is being annoying. He's turning them around more than Venom does. So that's the reason between the separation. At least in my opinion. This is by the way, it's not my opinion. Let's keep that in mind. But yeah. On the high tier, these people all fluctuate up to A, B, and S, obviously. But on average, D tier. Bucky, you get to go right here. Same thing as the marksman, another marksman character with a gun. If you can aim, you can do good, but most people cannot aim, so you get to be okay at best. You're not performing crazy, you're not putting up massive numbers, you're not doing anything that's going to blow anybody away. You are a okay character because you're just not easy enough to use. It's as simple as that. And this ult is probably the worst in the game on average because they're going to slam right in the middle of the team and die. Wolverine, you get to do, he's the same thing as the rest of the dives. He's a dive. People don't know how to use him. He's too complex. He does a whole bunch of nothing most of the time because people don't know how to dive correctly and they just end up dying more than anything. And Blade, suffers the same exact thing, even though Blade and Spider-Man, Magic, Black Panther, Wolverine all can perform at S and A and B tiers amongst a good player. Keep that in mind. All, including Blade, they can all be up here amongst a good player that knows how to position themselves and know how to time things. But most people do not know how to do that thing, so he gets to go down here to D. Why? Because people, one, can't dive with a sword, especially Blade, it's Blade in particular, and people don't know how to aim, so they can't shoot his gun. So it's a double whammy for Blade. People really don't know how to use Blade at all. Sits down in D, and it's simple as that. So that's the tier list. That is the tier list. I think excellent performance across all levels of the game goes to Rocket and Cloak and Dagger. Anyone can pick them up, and they're going to do fine. Simple as that. They're gonna do better than fine. They're gonna do better than good. They're going to do their jobs as intended, and you're not gonna complain about it, unless they're really bullcrapping. Generally, they're gonna do good. A, there's only the one there, and it's Squirrel Girl. If you have somebody who doesn't play DPS, hop on DPS. None of the cast is gonna get the job done as easy as it will with Squirrel Girl. She's gonna get it done. And I've hopped on my second account and playing gold. And guess who the bang bang is in gold? Squirrel Girl. Why? Because she's simply the easiest to use and she picks up the most skills. So I think she definitely deserves to be in A by herself across all DPS and tanks. Because she's the only one who can put out any sensible damage and suppress the enemy team effectively all the time, no matter how butt cheeks you are at this game. She can do it. B tier, all good characters. They're not necessarily as easy to use as Squirrel Girl, but they're still good. They're still getting the job done. But it's not as effortless. You get what I'm saying? That's why they're in B. A, it's effortless. They're getting it done. B, it's not effortless, but it's you know, you got to turn your brain on, but you're getting your job done. You can get your job done on these characters. C, you're not necessarily getting the job done. You're even. You're playing the character. You're even. Sometimes breaking negative by 2 deaths. You get what I'm saying? And then D, you need to get off my team. I'm not gonna lie. Change your character. Go to Cloak and Dagger. Go to Squirrel Girl. Go to Rocket. Because why are you playing this character knowing you don't know how to play this character? You get what I'm saying? That's where the rest of these characters lie. But that is all I got. That's gonna be a tier list. Feel free to agree to disagree. Let me know where you would move them if you had the choice to move them somewhere. But this is ultimately what I would think. This is what I think. Oh, Angela. D tier, by the way. I'm going to leave you with that. Angela is D tier. Peace.